Hello,
వాటర్ క్యాన్ వాడు వచ్చి తీయాలా
can you hear me?
ఆయన వినవాడు వచ్చిండు ఒక నెంబర్ ఇచ్చిండు అంటే రెగ్యులర్ కాదని నీకు ఎప్పుడు అవసరం ఫోన్
Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
What is the last topic we had? The constructor, right?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Did I complete overriding concept?
We have learned about upcasting.
Yeah. What is upcasting then?
Upcasting is in parent class gives the reference to the child class, whereas child class can't give the reference to the
Yeah. Like parent class reference can store the object of subclass, right?
yes, sir.
That is the like we have seen overriding concept, runtime polymorphism, right?
Yes, sir.
So others, can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine. What is upcasting? Suraj? Rajesh, what is upcasting? This is very important because from now onwards, whatever the concept you're using, we'll use this upcasting. A superclass reference can store the subclass object, right? This is known as upcasting, right? Already we have seen a program. What is the program name? Method overriding, right? Where I've saved? I've saved here inside this, like what is the folder name? Java 11. Inside that method overriding is it. So this was the program, right? We have written cost mileage in Audi and BMW. For all the classes, we have the cost and mileage, right? Now, if you see that superclass method doesn't have any meaning. Like if I take car doesn't have any cost, and BMW doesn't have. Like BMW has a cost. The same way, if you take the bike doesn't have that mileage. What are the other examples? Like Apache will have the mileage, right? That is the scenario. Now if I take the mobile doesn't have the battery life. Like if I say the battery life, mobile doesn't have no battery life, you can say. Now after this, what we have? I want to restrict this. Like I don't want to write the superclass methods. I want to remove them. So what's happening? When you remove that particular superclass body, like method bodies, the compiler will give error. Because as per the definition, a method is a set of instructions which performs a particular task. And here, we are not writing any instructions to perform a task. So what we have, if I compile this now, Java 11, yeah. So here Java C space method overriding dot Java. I'm getting error. Is it in that 11 or not? Yeah, I haven't saved, I guess. So what's it saying? Missing method body or declare abstract. What do you understand by that? If a method doesn't require the method body, you have to declare it as abstract. So I'm declaring it as abstract. That's a simple thing. So what abstract method means? A method which doesn't contain any method body. That is meant by abstract, right? And after this, if I save this file, I want to compile again, I'll get one more error. Previously, we haven't used any abstract methods, but now for this class car, I'm writing the abstract methods. How the compiler will differentiate? For that reason, the class also must be declared as abstract. Means, if I compile this, it's saying car is not abstract. And here, abstract class can only contain the abstract methods. That is the rule. Okay. So basic thing, abstract class contains abstract methods or concrete methods. It's not mandatory that it should contain the abstract methods or concrete. You can say 0 or more abstract or 0 or more concrete methods. Okay, there is a difference you can have. Say I'm having cost and mileage, and if I save this thing, if I compile, it will compile, but there is one more scenario. In this cost, there is no implementation. In this mileage also, there is no implementation. So what's happening here? Do we need object for this car?
No.
No, right? Here there is no implementation. Then there is no need of object for this car, right?
Yes.
And for abstract class, you can't create the object also. Here it will give the error saying that car is abstract and cannot be instantiated. So car is abstract, cannot be instantiated. What do you mean by that? The abstract classes object cannot be created. You can't create the object for the abstract classes. So here c.cost, c.mileage, it's not required. So I'm removing the entire thing. But we can create a reference. The reference can be created for the car. Now if I compile, it will compile fine. And if I'm running the program, it's getting executed. So what we have? We are getting that output only for the subclasses. The superclass method which doesn't have any meaning, we're not executing them. So only Audi and BMW will have cost and mileage. So the same thing is getting displayed in this particular scenario. Okay, and I don't have any superclass method body, superclass object is not there, and superclass method calling is also not there. So for the entire abstract class, we don't have any particular implementation. So what is abstract class? First of all, you can say a class which contains 0 or more concrete methods or 0 or more abstract methods. It's not mandatory that either of the thing, either of the abstract or either of the concrete should present. Okay. Next, abstract method means what? A method which doesn't require any method body. Those methods are declared as abstract. For abstract classes, we can't create the object, but we can create the reference. And what is the next thing you can say? Here we have seen that for abstract class, cost will be there, mileage will be there. And for audio also, cost and mileage are important, right? Suppose in this class, two abstract methods are there, and I've executed the two methods in both the classes. Suppose in the Audi class, I'm not implementing the mileage. What's happening here? I'm just implementing the method. What's that method, you can say? Cost. What about mileage? There is no what you can say? There is no implementation for the mileage now. So what will happen? According to the rules, here abstract is like a rule. That rule must be followed by all the subclasses. If you're not following that rule, you'll get error. Like saying abstract void cost, so the car must have cost. Like Audi is a car, so Audi must have cost. So we are having the cost here. And second thing, mileage. So mileage is also a rule. Like saying abstract void mileage, so abstract method must be overridden. Means what? If I'm not overriding, it will give error. Okay. So next thing, Java C space method overriding Java. What it's saying? Audi is not abstract, does not override abstract method mileage in car. Right? That is the second thing. So what do you understand by this? If a class extends an abstract class, that class must implement all the abstract methods. Here only two are there, but in real time there will be a lot of abstract methods. Suppose we are having a bank, we can say ICICI Bank or SBI Bank. Both banks will provide the particular loan, and the process for the loan will be similar. Like a lot of banks, the account process or the loan process will be similar, just the rate of interest will change. So who is commanding all these banks? You can say RBI, right? So here you can take an example that RBI is setting some rules for all the banks. Either it might be a particular bank known as ICICI, and you can say like SBI. So what's happening here? RBI is a super thing, and ICICI and SBI are the subclasses. So whatever the RBI sets rules, all the banks has to follow, right? But the individual banks can have their own particular rules also, like other rules. But the mandatory things will be there, which must be present. If you see, Audi will have its own features. BMW will have its own features. It's not restricted to have its own features. But the main thing is the required things are must. Suppose if I say I'll release a car in the market without setting any cost, anyone will buy it? Or without setting any mileage, can anyone know what is the mileage of the car? And without knowing the mileage, can they buy the car? No. So then basic features will be there. In the same way here, mileage is mandatory because it's abstract. So all the abstract methods must be overridden in the subclasses. That's the next point you can say. Abstract classes must be overridden, or you can say overridden in the abstract methods must be overridden in the subclass scenario, you can say. Right? Understood? So I've just given the example of only abstract methods. Yeah, you can see the extended class also. Like say, if a class extends a abstract class, then all the abstract methods must be overridden in the subclass. Right? That is the point. And now, what's the next thing we have? The cost and mileage. So BMW cost and mileage is there, Audi cost and mileage is also there. Now, I said instance method. After the instance method, we have concrete methods. The instance method itself are known as concrete methods. Concrete means what? A method which have body. Okay. Whereas abstract method means what? A method which doesn't have any method body. That we can say it as abstract method. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So what is
So
abstract
in
method? Yeah, what is it you're asking?
sir, so in abstract class, we can create abstract methods, right? Both.
Yes, we can write both. I'll show you the next thing.
Okay.
Right. So next thing. What do you mean by concrete?
Which contains body, the method.
Which contains body. Right?
Yes.
So we have a scenario. What's a common thing for all the classes?
Cost and mileage.
Is it mileage constant here? 15 kilometers, 10 kilometers?
Constant.
All the car, which is common for all the cars. If I consider a start is there, right? A car
Yes,
might
yes.
start with a key,
Yes.
right? Means
Yes.
if Audi is starting, Audi starts with a key. BMW is there, BMW also starts with a key. If Alto is there, Alto also starts with a key itself,
Key.
right?
Yes. Yes.
So what's the common thing here? Start, right?
Yes.
That start method we can declare it as concrete. Means just we are writing the body. Like void start. I just have to implement that system.out.println. What we have here, car
Starts
with a
with key.
right? So the start method is nothing but, or you can say just starts with a key, because either it might be Audi, either it might be a BMW, right? Now, what do you mean by inheritance? Inheritance means what?
Taking the properties of an parent class.
Properties of,
Parent class.
Parent class and child class.
right, parent class things can be accessed in the child class, right? Now, next thing, here we have audio object. By using audio object, which is stored in the superclass reference, I am calling it start. Because inheritance means subclass object can be used to call the superclass methods. What are the superclass methods here? Start. And again the same thing here, t dot start. So in both the ways, we can say the start is written only once. We can call it using audio, BMW, Alto, I10. How many subclasses? By using that many subclasses, we can add particular thing, right? So, what is it question you can say? Do we have to start method abstract? No, that's the difference, right? If you are declaring it as abstract, you can't have the body. That you have to understand. Like if I am having the abstract, you can't overwrite abstract class can have abstract methods and it can also have concrete. The start is a concrete method. Why concrete? There's a body.
Bodies.
Body given method is concrete, right? And the next thing, we can call that particular method by using subclass object. What is the subclass? You can say this particular or DNBNW. Java C space method overriding dot Java. Java space method overriding. Right? Understood. So that is a scenario you can say. Next, I have starts with a key. RD cost is 90 lakhs. RD mileage is 15 kilometers. Starts with a key. BMW cost is 2.3 CR. BMW mileage is 10 kilometers. Right? So these are the method implementation or calling which we have. And this, yeah.
So for example, if you are having cost, mileage and color, for example,
Yeah.
color method,
Yeah.
and for Audi we don't have color in that, and for
Okay.
BMW we had color. We
Yeah, you will
so
get
in
error.
that
If it is abstract, you have to have the
no,
color.
that is not abstract. That is we can say concrete, and then
Yeah, you can have it. But
okay, then
Audi is having that particular method or BMW. BMW means BMW object is used to call it.
okay,
So when you practice, when you give the thing, you cannot call the color method using car object because car doesn't have it.
okay,
BMW has it. So BMW object must be used to call it.
okay,
బేసిక్ గా ఒక క్లాస్ లో ఒక మెథడ్ ఉంటే ఆ మెథడ్ ఆ క్లాస్ యొక్క ఆబ్జెక్ట్ తోటి కాల్ చేయొచ్చు, రైట్?
okay, yes,
సో హియర్ ఇఫ్ BMW is having a color method, that color method must be called by using only BMW object, right?
okay, yes,
That is the difference you have to understand.
okay.
Others, any doubts? Arjun, is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
And sir, car C and రాశారు కదా.
yeah.
So that what is that means? Sir, it's reference.
That's it. C is a reference. You can give anything. I just given that C. If you want, you can take XYZ or any reference name also you can take. Okay.
Okay.
Now, what's the advantage of having the concrete and abstract? It's clear, right? For the abstract methods is nothing but a method which does not have any body, right? So, like cost, we had no cost, no mileage. The implementation didn't had any meaning, and implemented as abstract. Abstract is like a rule. That rule must be extended, like implemented by the subclasses, right? It's mandatory. Whereas concrete advantage is what? You have to define it only once in the superclass. By using the subclass object, we can call it multiple number of times, right? So, anyone, any doubts?
Okay.
Right. Suraj, any doubts?
No, sir.
Right. So, next thing, I'll give an example, an assignment. Similar way, as we have defined a car, I just want to write the same thing. What you understood here? A method which have different implementation in the subclass, like cost is different for Audi, cost is different for BMW. I have declared it as abstract. And what do you mean by start? Which has common implementation for all the classes. Is declared as like it is a concrete method. So you have to understand this concept. So if I give a like scenario, in that you should decide which is abstract and which is concrete. So first thing, like if I say abstract class animal, in that two methods are there. One is lifespan, next is breed. You know that every like animal breathes through respiratory system, right?
Yes.
And what about the other thing you can say? Here, lifespan is different for all the
Lifespan is
animals,
different.
and breath is common for all the animals. Now tell me, which is
Yes.
abstract and which is concrete?
Lifespan is abstract and breath is concrete.
Lifespan is abstract and breath is concrete.
Concrete.
Is it true?
Yes, sir.
Most
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, it's true.
Nikita, is that clear?
Yes, Rohit.
So the thing is, the methods which are different implementation in the subclasses must be given as abstract, and the methods which have body, like here I'm having the body. What is that body? You can say breathes through respiratory, right? So you know what are the animals we have? You can take anything, right? Either tiger or any animal you can take. Now I want this assignment to be done by you and try to send it. And your own example. In your example, like which part of the thing you can take and develop as an abstract class, and what is a concrete method and what is the abstract method. These two things must be specified clearly. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Right. So next thing, now what you have seen, if a class extends abstract class, all abstract methods must be overridden in the subclass. Now the next scenarios are nothing but the concepts which we have learned, we have to check whether those are possible or not. Like if I say method overloading is possible or not inside a class, that we have to see. Like a class, I'll say abstract class restaurant. Inside the abstract class, it's A small actually, not capital. Okay.
Yes.
Now inside the abstract class, we have abstract void. What you can say, take order. That order might be like string order, or you can have two parameters like abstract void give order, like same take order only, but the parameter will be string order comma string item. Now what is that? You can say a class Taj extends restaurant. So Taj is restaurant or not?
Yes, sir.
So the Taj will have the take order.
Mm.
Like you can say here string order, and we can say system dot out dot println. What do you have to call here? Order given is, we have like say order. Next again take order, string order from a string item. Now in this thing also have to override like system dot out dot println order given is plus order and plus.
Item.
That is the second thing. Now a class is there like abstract overloading. Abstract overloading. Here inside this public static void main. What do you mean by static in this thing? What do you mean by static?
Whenever whenever the class is created, the main
I just
class,
want what is static. Funny, what is static?
Static depends upon the class.
class name.
Instant memory. A class memory.
Class memory,
Static
sir.
Object means instance
Instance,
memory,
sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
So depend on class name.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
what is that we have? A restaurant R equals new Taj. Taj is a restaurant, so Taj object can be stored in a restaurant. So R dot take order. Either I can give one order, right? Or either I can give two orders. So overriding is possible, right? Overloading is possible, right? In a single class. That too for abstract methods like starters and what is that you can say main
Main
course.
course,
Huh?
comma, paper.
Now save this thing. What do you have? Abstract overloading dot Java. Java C space abstract overloading dot Java. Java space abstract overloading. So two different things are there, right? So what is the next point you can say? Abstract method overloading is possible. Right? Understood, right?
So,
Now, in this scenario, we have just seen the abstract methods used from the superclass to the subclass. If you have another restaurant, you can override both the methods. But if it is abstract, both the methods must be overridden. You can't say, I just want to skip this thing, take order. Right? Is it clear here?
yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Now, what's the next thing you can say? I have a constructor. Everyone knows the constructor, right?
Yes, sir.
What is constructor definition? Anyone, what is the constructor definition? You don't answer why you're
Doesn't
attending
have
class, you can't understand. Server? What is constructor?
A method which does not require a return type.
I'm not asking about the properties. The question is, what is the advantage?
It gets
to
executed when
initialize the
Object.
option.
It initializes the
Object.
object, right? So constructor takes part in object creation, and what is the next thing you can say? To initialize the variables of a class.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So next thing. What is the next thing we have? I want to write a constructor now, which is same like properties are same name as class name, and you have to like create an object in order to execute a constructor. You have seen both zero argument and parameterized constructor.
Yes, sir.
So what do you mean by zero argument and what do you mean by parameterized?
Zero argument is default constructor where we don't We don't give any parameters and
I didn't get that thing. Anyone? What's the difference?
Default parameter is like automatically create, whereas
Default constructor has a parameters and parameterized has no. Sorry, default has no parameters and parameterized constructor has parameters.
మంచిది. అట్లా చెప్తే ఇంటిలో ఇంకేం ఉందా ఇంకా? డిఫరెన్స్ అడుగుతున్నాను నేను ఇక్కడ. డిఫరెన్స్ అంటే దాంట్లో ఇస్తున్నా దీంట్లో ఇవ్వట్లేదు. అది ఎవరికైనా చెప్తారు. టెక్నికల్ డెఫినేషన్, టెక్నికల్ డిఫరెన్స్. Zero argument when you have to use, parameterized when you have to use. If you have same values for all the objects, then we have to use the zero argument. Okay? So, if you want different values for different objects, then we need what you can
parameterized
say?
constructor.
Parameterized constructor. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So, next. ఇక్కడ నేను ఇప్పుడు ఒక కన్స్ట్రక్టర్ రాయాలనుకుంటున్నాను. ఆ కన్స్ట్రక్టర్ ని నేను కాల్ చేయాలి. ఎప్పుడు ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవుతుంది కన్స్ట్రక్టర్?
ఆబ్జెక్ట్ రన్ చేసినప్పుడల్లా సార్, అదే రన్ చేసినప్పుడల్లా కన్స్ట్రక్టర్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవుతుంది.
రన్ చేసినప్పుడల్లా
కన్స్ట్రక్టర్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ రన్ క్రియేట్ అయిన ప్రతిసారి అవుతాయి కదా.
ఓకే, ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఇప్పుడు నేను రెస్టారెంట్ క్రియేట్ చేయగలుగుతానా?
సేమ్ క్లాస్ నేమ్ పెట్టలేం కదా,
యా
సేమ్ పెట్టలేము కదా సార్. ఇప్పుడు ఆబ్జెక్ట్ నేమ్ అండ్ అట్లా క్లాస్ నేమ్.
See, restaurant is abstract. For abstract class, can you create an object or not?
No.
Now, can the restaurant constructor will get executed or not?
No.
Now, you said that this is not possible. The restaurant, you can't execute that thing. Next question. Inheritance means what?
Using parent class properties in child class.
Okay, using the superclass properties in the subclass is nothing but you can say it as inheritance. Next thing, in inheritance, superclass and subclass is there. When you create objects for the subclass, automatically superclass object is getting generated. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So, if I create object for Taj here, then automatically superclass object restaurant is created inside the Taj, right?
Yes, sir.
When restaurant object is getting created, then restaurant concept is getting executed or not?
Yes, sir. It will get executed.
Yeah, it will.
ఇందాక నేను execute అవ్వాలన్నాను కదా? Two points, you know that the constructor gets executed when object is created, and for restaurant we can't create the object because it's an abstract class. But
Yes.
for a subclass, if you create an object, then superclass
Will
constructor will get
object.
executed. Suppose if I compile this now, is it possible or not? So restaurant constructor is getting executed, right?
Yes, sir.
How it is that possible? Because when Taj object is getting generated, then internally restaurant object will get generated. That restaurant object will get executed. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So next thing, what's the next concept you have learned till now? We have seen overloading concept, so we have tried it inside the abstract. It's possible. We have seen the constructor. We have tried it. Overriding already it's happening. The take order is there. The take order is there. We
Take
are
order is
executing
there.
it. And extends inheritance concept we have used inside the restaurant. So extends means that inheritance concept is also being used. So all the concepts till now what we have used previously are being checked with the abstract class, right? Next, interface is there. So why we need interface? What are the purpose for using an interface? And what is it abstract class doesn't have? That we have to see. Okay. So tomorrow's class is also important. We'll be seeing about interface. Clear? So now I want the assignment. This assignment is clear. What is that assignment? Animal class. Inside that one abstract method and one concrete method. It's not mandatory to have this abstract, like only one abstract method. You can increase that also. And your own examples I want. Like whatever it might be, mobile, TV, laptop, refrigerator, anything. So you can have any particular like concept. Try to write the program for it and let me know. Okay, send the programs. And I've seen that you're not interested in sending the programs. You don't ask the questions in the class. So it's a good thing, right? People don't change. I say repeat a number of times also. It's the thing, if you're thinking that others will get disturbed, it doesn't matter. The thing is you have to learn. And others will not get disturbed because they are here to learn. The most good thing is that you go there and what you're doing I don't know. Either you're keeping silent, you're keeping it as mute, that's it. You know the class is there at 8 p.m. IST and 9 p.m. IST. Right? Then make sure you are having a separate like place where there is no noise, and at that time you can listen to the class so that you can converse, you can ask, you can tell the answers. If you don't tell the answers, it's the thing you understood, right? You can't differentiate between two concepts. One is like constructor can't get executed when object is created, like when object is not created, but subclass object is created, then superclass object is also getting generated. At that time, constructor is getting executed. So this concept, if you can analyze yourself, then you have understood the concept. So whatever the concepts I'm saying, you have to analyze them. The analyzation comes only when you do programming and think. నేను ఇక్కడ ప్రోగ్రామ్ రాసిన అవుట్పుట్ వచ్చింది, మీరు అదే ప్రోగ్రామ్ రాసిన అవుట్పుట్ చేస్తున్నారు. There is no meaning for that practice. Practice comes when you are writing the own example. That own example defines your thinking and defines your state of programming at this moment, right?
Okay,
Yes, sir.
Don't respond to me, or if you're not sending the programs, it's your wish now. Because I can ask once or twice daily, I can't ask, right? It's up to you. And try to like record the sessions also, prepare the notes, and based on that try to do the programming. At least 3 hours if you're not spending on the programming, you can't understand Java. Okay,
Okay, sir.
fine then. So tomorrow again at 8 p.m. IC will have the class. అరేస్ వీడియో పంపించాను, చూసారా లేదా తెలియదు, ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ చేసారా లేదా తెలియదు, అసలు దాన్ని పట్టించుకున్నారో కూడా తెలియదు.